Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about hyperfocus and overstimulation in public and how I initially thought that didn't actually apply to me. Now, I didn't think that I didn't have it at all, but more like I thought that I had managed it somehow. But it turns out that I actually managed it in a way that I was not expecting. And I kind of got to thinking about this topic because yesterday I saw a video of a guy. He was talking about all kinds of different things, but it started off with him talking about how he had gone to a grocery store, a pretty big one. I'm pretty sure it was like a Walmart or something, and he had gone to get himself some things, and among which was some mustard. And then he went into the aisle where the mustard was, and he was confronted with this wall of different types of mustards, different sizes, different brands, blah blah blah, and different marketing. And he got so overwhelmed by choice that he kind of like stepped back and started looking around at the world at large. And he got this like mini existential crisis. And he kind of just left all of his grocery shopping that he had done thus far sitting on the ground. And he just left because he couldn't take it. And then the rest of the video was all about a whole bunch of other stuff. But that moment made me wonder, like, how do I handle that? Now, we don't really have Walmarts around here, but we do have stores that have a lot of options, a lot of choice. And while I was thinking about how I would handle the situation while the video is still going on in the background, I think, wait a minute. Actually, I do hyperfocus. Because like I said previously, I didn't think that I did that, or at least not in the level that would be like diagnosable for somebody with ADHD or autism. But what I discovered about myself is that I hyperfocus in situations where you would normally be overstimulated as somebody with autism or ADHD, particularly in public settings, crowded streets, busy stores, things like that. Previously, I thought that I managed to get through those okay. That wasn't an issue for me, but the reason why it's not an issue, even though it kind of is because when I get into a crowded street or when I get into a crowded store, my mind goes, okay, here's the goal. We need this, we need this, we need this, go. And then everything else around me just gets tuned out because the goal is now my hyperfocus. So on a busy street, all the people that are there, they're just objects that are moving, and I need to avoid them because colliding with them would be a problem. I don't really look at anybody. I just keep my eye on the prize. I go to the particular store that I need to go. I go in as soon as possible. I walk really fast. Then while in the store, I'm also avoiding people and objects there. When I get to the area where I need to get something, say for instance that I was at that grocery store and I was looking for mustard, I see that there's a whole wall of mustard staring at me. My brain goes, okay, store brand, medium size, go. And then whenever it does not match that, is immediately excluded from my vision, I just go, that's it, that's the one I need. Grab it, go. And those times are also when I get the most annoyed with other people being in the world because I'm busy trying to get somewhere. And then there's all these people that are just kind of strolling along in a busy shopping street. But I'm effectively playing Frogger in a way that I'm trying to avoid as much people as possible to try to get to where I'm going. But then you get stuck behind those really slow people, and I can get so frustrated that I sometimes imagine myself just kind of kicking them out of the way, like, move, why are you here? Like the other day I was walking down the street and I thought, you know what, they really should make like a color-coded walkway for people, like the middle of the shopping street, which is all like pedestrian territory over here. You have a red line. Next to that, on either side is an orange line. Next to that, on either side, yellow line. And all the way on the outside, near the store entrances, is a blue line. Everybody wants to stand still or walk really, really slowly, blue line. Everybody just kind of moseying along, yellow line. People are walking normally, orange. People are in a hurry, red. And that would make things so much easier to just get through the street because all you have to do is pick your lane, stay in it, get to the store, get out, get back in your lane, go back home. Inside the store as well, because there's always people who somehow feel like it's appropriate to block off an entire aisle so they can chit-chat with somebody that they're probably going to see again tomorrow, and they have absolutely no situational awareness. I find my situational awareness to be overzealous. Like, I think I'm in a way even when I'm not in a way. I think, again, that's part of that hyperfocus, because part of my mission is to not interfere with anybody and have nobody interfere with my goal. So I'm like, is there somebody behind me? Am I in the way? Constantly checking. What's the status? What's the deal? Like that. I'm always super prepared for everything. If I'm going to like a service desk for something, I always got exactly what I need to ask and the objects that are required for that already in my hand. If I need to pay for something, I've already got my card in my hand. No chit chat. Just, here's what I need, here are the things, let me pay, thank you, goodbye. Same when I'm on a train. Usually when there's like somebody coming down the train, like the conductor, whatever you call that, the person who checks your tickets, you know they're coming, because you'll hear somebody in the distance going, good afternoon, or something like that, or good morning, or good evening, and that means, let me see your card, pretty much. So if I even vaguely hear that in the background, I've already got my card in my hand, because I know he's going to be here eventually, or she. They walk up, I present the card, they say thank you, and they move on. And then I can't really do anything else while I'm waiting for this person. I can't like relax and do a thing, read a book or anything like that. I'm just waiting for a transaction to happen. That's where my hyperfocus goes, to make sure that goes as smoothly and as quickly as possible. And then only after they've gone can I go back to relaxing. It's kind of like how a lot of us, when we have like an appointment at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we really can't do anything else with the rest of the day that's leading up to it. Because that appointment really takes over all of our mental capacity at some point, or in some way. Like today I needed to go to town hall to have something officially signed. And even though I knew, looking at the clock, that I would have plenty of time, like I could just do my job and then log off, go downtown, have the thing done, maybe even have like half an hour to an hour worth of shopping time. I know this logically, but my brain keeps checking the clock. What time is it? What time is it? Do I have everything? Check it again. Everything will be wrapped, ready to go, long before it's time for me to actually leave. Anything I can do beforehand, already done. Like my hyperfocus will be on processing that as quickly as possible. Again, town hall, one of those places where you need to have things out, like documentation and stuff like that. I've got everything in my hands by the time that I walk up to the desk. They can do their control questions, whatever it is that they need to do. I do the thing, I pay, and I'm out. It only took me like 5 minutes, that whole meeting. But yeah, it used to be, when I still worked in the same town to live in, that people would come up to me after a couple of days or whatever, after I've been downtown, and they'd be like, oh, I saw you at this and that store the other day, but you just kind of walked past me. And that makes sense because I don't actually see people. I'm not looking at people when I'm in the store or when I'm out in a shopping area. I'm just walking from point A to B, quickly as possible, get the job done. In that moment, I don't really recognize anybody. I see people, but I'm not trying to recognize their faces. I'm just like going through my thing. So if I run past you one day and I don't say hi, it's probably because I'm working on something else. And the last thing I'm thinking about is recognizing and talking to people on the streets. But that is how I figure I hyperfocus in order to avoid overstimulation, even though I initially didn't think that I did it that much. Because what I thought hyperfocus was is more like hobby-focused things, like you're sitting there doing your hobby and then that's all you can think of. That's kind of like how it was presented to me in many different ways. So I kind of connected it to activities like doing things that you enjoy. When I've actually used it during the years, or learned to use it over the years, as a coping mechanism. But how do you experience hyperfocus? Do you do something similar? If so, let me know in the comments, and if not, let me know that in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. In any case, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video, and bye-bye for now.